Hello there, and welcome to our flower new moon celebration and ceremony. Say hello, tell me where you're from, and if you are comfortable, share your most powerful intention for the flower new moon. I have been in an intensive study lately with Dr. Claire Zammit, and you know how there's things, we've been on this path of studying and working on ourselves and self-improvement and meditation and doing all of these things to really be able to claim and allow the happiness and the freedom and the prosperity that we truly do believe are our birthright. And we know so many things that we have studied and learned, and yet we backslide back into our old patterns, into our old ways of thinking. And it's not that we forget the things that we are supposed to do, the things that are in our best interest, but somehow we just never really managed to embody that. And so that is what I am wishing for on this new moon cycle, the new intentions for the flower moon, that we're gonna come back here every phase of the moon and check in with one another. So 2 of those are already available on Insight Timer, so you can go ahead and put those on your calendar and let that be a part of your intention. Hello, Myra, welcome. And so we're going to draw a card from the Sacred Traveler deck to sort of set the theme and set the feeling that we're going to have as we are intentionally creating, using the moon as our guide throughout the following 29 days. Now, is there truly magic in the moon? Of course, it moves the tides, it moves the body on our planet, moves the water on our planet and in our bodies. In past times when we were more connected with nature, the moon would actually align with the cycles of the female body, or I guess more appropriately to say, the female body would align with the phases of the moon. And so yes, it is absolutely powerful, but what is more powerful is our intention. And so just using this beautiful thing in nature that we can look outside the window, we can keep up with what's happening, and we can sort of keep ourselves focused by using the cycles of the moon as our touchstones throughout the cycle is a beautiful and fun way to create with one another and to co-create with this beautiful and amazing universe that always has our backs and is always organizing itself around our greatest good. So, hello, Carol Leonard. Thank you for being here, or Leonardo, sorry, for being here on Facebook. We're on Insight Timer and in our Joyful Magic, a spiritual sisterhood of success, joy, and freedom on Facebook. So it's challenging for me to have this feeling of being in multiple places, but I think the technology is working. So everybody say hello and where you're from. Let me know if this is your first time meditating with me, or if you are returning from the course, or from previous live things, or from any of the guided recorded meditations that are available for you on Insight Timer. And if you have not yet done so, be sure to click that follow button, and then that way you'll get a reminder when we are going to do our next ceremonies for the next 3 phases of the moon after today, and for all future events that we do together. Your donations are always deeply, deeply appreciated, but never expected. And yeah, so let's just kind of get into it. Our focus that I would love for us to kind of set our intention for is to approach everything from the place where we feel the most powerful. This is one of the important lessons that I am intending to embody, to embrace, to become, is that when we are looking into a part of our lives that we struggle with, if we can put ourselves in the mindset, be in the body of the woman who is powerful, who is succeeding. So think of an area of your life where you feel the most like yourself. You're the most confident. You are the most loving and compassionate. And be in that woman, in the body and the mind and the heart and spirit of that woman as you step into the parts of your life that are giving you trouble, that you're having struggles, that you're having challenges with. And in this way, you're incorporating the beautiful, wise, confident woman that you are in this moment in connection with the more insecure, the more fearful, the more doubtful woman that is holding herself back, and creating this beautiful connection where you are supporting that part of yourself and bringing her forward with you into your greatest freedom, into your greatest prosperity, into your greatest feelings of success and happiness and joy and freedom. Hello, Joanna from Sevilla, Spain. I love that we are a global audience, and I love counting up how many different countries are represented here. So as you're arriving, let me know where you're from, what time of day it is. I intended to do today's ceremony outside, but there is work going on nearby, not that near, but the machinery that they're using is so loud that I was afraid that it would interfere with the focus and the serenity and the silence and stillness that we want to invite in during our meditation. So Joanna's intention is to call in, grow the energy and inspiration, to let her creativity off the leash and build an abundant income here in a fun and authentic way. Full empowerment. Beautiful intention, Joanna. And you so have this. You are so fully equipped to do exactly that, and to do it in joy and freedom and exactly the way that you want it to be. So you get to show up as your most authentic, brilliant self, never needing to be perfect, always just needing to be in joy and presence and operating from your center of power, right? Okay, so the way that we do these celebrations for the new moon is the new moon is a beautiful time of rebirth of this cycle. It's a wonderful time to let go of everything that has come before and to deliberately and intentionally step into yes, Carol, this is being recorded and we'll be right here. And we are, as the circle, are sending you so much love and healing. She is saying that she has picked up her husband's cold and isn't feeling great, so she's going to step back. But you can come back and listen to the meditation anytime, and hopefully it will be in divine timing and perfectly in service of you at that time. All right, so what we do in these ceremonies is we let go of everything that's carried over from our past, the past moon cycle, the past year, the past day, the past lifetime, and we set new intentions for the coming cycle. And then in the first cycle that follows the new moon, we are building on that, and we are staying very focused, and we're watching the things that we're creating, and we are intentionally focusing on the gaps between where we are and where we want to go, and identifying the skills that we can improve upon, identifying the capacities that we can open up in ourselves in order to more fully step into this beautiful, amazing life that we are creating. So we'll check in at the first quarter moon in about a week and see how your intentions are solidifying, how you are embodying them. And then we'll continue to grow in the following week or so up until the full moon. And then when the full moon is here, we'll be in celebration of all of the progress that we have made. We'll be in congratulation of ourselves for having stayed in the work, having stayed intentional, having stayed focused, for these first 2 moon cycles and celebrating the beginning of the harvest over the next week or so until the last quarter moon, when we will gather again. We'll celebrate our progress so far. We'll work on sort of wrapping things up and tidying things up and cleaning things up in order to have a few days of rest and reflection as we are ending the waning cycle and then entering the next new moon cycle. So we can be in this beautiful flow of setting intentions for what we want to create and building on that as we go out throughout the month and being intentional. And some of you are gardeners. My beautiful, amazing sister is a gardener, and she is intentionally planting and harvesting and tilling and doing things that are over my head because I'm not a gardener, but doing them in conjunction with the cycles of the moon. And this is just a beautiful, fun, and amazing and powerful way to be a co-creator with Mother Nature. So, observe what's happening outside as spring is coming to the northern hemisphere and things are starting to be green and new and fresh. And this year I've seen all kinds of new flowers that were not on my property last year. There's a beautiful little pink bunch of flowers in my front yard that I saw just before we started this that I'm going to take pictures of and share those. And welcome, Lisa. Lisa has joined on Facebook. All right, so Jennifer's intention is to let go of habits that don't serve me and use that extra energy to express myself creatively. A beautiful, beautiful intention, Jennifer. And one thing that I might suggest is, as you are examining the habits that don't serve you, sort of dig a little bit deeper and see the reasons and the patterns and the beliefs that are behind the reasons that you got into those habits in the first place, and try to let that part go as well. So, if there is a habit of, I'll use my own life, of watching too much TV. And so TV, not real TV, of course, just streaming that I am very selective about, but spending more time doing that than I really want to. And I understand that I use that as an escape when I begin to be overwhelmed by the tasks I've set for myself, or I'm overwhelmed by the emotions that are arising as a result of things that are happening in my life. And so if I can make a conscious decision to say, okay, I want to connect with the part of me that is having this emotion and incorporate that person into the whole and bring all of that into the ways that I am creating, and do that instead of the habit of escaping. So if you can just get a little more curious and a little more intimate around the reasons for the habits that you are wanting to let go, this will add even more power to your intention. So I love it. And I hope that you will come back in a week or so for the first quarter and let us know how you're feeling about that and how this extra energy is showing up for you in this very intentional way of stepping into your power and letting go of what doesn't serve you, right? Okay, so we're going to set our intentions for the moon cycle in this ceremony. We're going to draw a card to have fun around the Sacred Traveler deck that I love and sort of see if that suggests a theme for us for the way that we're going to create in this month. And then we're going to write down our intentions. Everybody that's comfortable sharing those, I'm going to write down as many of those as we have time for. And then we're going to share them in the sacred fire and let them be transmuted into greater energy, to whatever the earth wants to make from these intentions, and let the fire be symbolic of the fire in our bellies that we're going to bring forth, the power and the energy that we're going to intentionally add into everything that we do in this moon cycle. Right? So, but before we do the actual ceremony part, we always share a spirit-led meditation. So this is our opportunity to really set everything else aside. Set aside your to-do list, set aside your worries from yesterday, Set aside your anticipation about tomorrow and bring yourself fully present and just enjoy the messages that the universe has for us in this time of being still and being open and listening and engaging with the beauty and the magic of the beginning of this new moon cycle. Okay. All right. So if you have never meditated with me before, I say the same thing every single time. If you are returning after several times, you already know how this is going to start. So you can go ahead and get yourself in your favorite meditation position. So the most important thing about your meditation practice, your spiritual practice, is that it become a part of your day every day, that it becomes a non-negotiable time when you spend time with you. This is your most important relationship, your relationship with you and you, with your mind and your heart, with your mind and your spirit, with your mind and your source, which is the same as your spirit. So taking time to allow in the silence and the stillness and the opportunity for you to be able to hear the voice of your highest self, to be able to hear the voice of your guides, of your spirit, of you when you are at your absolute most purest, not good grammar, when you are your most connected and your most aligned place, and then to be able to live your life from this filled up, empowered place. So doing this every day is really important. And if you are comfortable in your body, if you are honoring your body in this process, you are much more likely to return to this day after day. So don't hurt yourself. Honor your body first. So that means if you need to lay down, if you need to stand up, if you need to walk around, anything that you need to do to feel amazing in your body during this process, do that. Now, having said that, if it feels good to you, put your body in a position where you have a straight line between your sit bones, between your connection to the earth or your chair or whatever it is that's supporting you, and the crown of your head. And imagine that your central channel, which flows from your perineum to the crown of your head, is open and flowing, and that your body is a literal conduit between the amazing, warm, nurturing power and energy of Mother Earth and the divine love of the universe, and that there is no place where you end and all of this magic begins. All right, so settle into this position or the position that feels the best to you. And we're going to begin, as we always do, with 3 long, slow, deep breaths in and out together. With each inhale, imagine that you are just vacuuming up and attracting like a magnet into your lungs everything that is distracting you, everything that is troubling you, everything that is something that you want to let go of. Just gather that all up with your inhale, and with your exhale, deliberately give this back out to the earth. And imagine that the earth will receive it with open arms and make it into something beautiful and amazing. And bring yourself with each breath further and further and closer into this present moment and into this beautiful container that we're going to create here together, where we are connected one to another and to our guides and to all that is, right? Okay, first breath in. Let that all the way out. Next breath in. Let that all the way out. The magical third breath in. Let that all the way out. Let everything go that you don't want to bring with you. Now settle into a comfortable but steady and conscious rate of breathing, celebrating the miracle of breath with each inhale, letting each breath connect you more and more with your amazing body, letting each breath make you fully aware of the magic of being a spiritual being in this human body, creating and embracing joy, fulfilling your purpose, being who you came here to be. There's a calling for us in this meditation today to enter into and form a relationship and change our perspective about the darkness. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny afternoon here. Perhaps it is night where you are in the world. And everywhere on the planet, the moon is dark. What this means is that the earth is between the sun and the moon, and the light is no longer being reflected back. So this is a feeling of resting. This is a feeling of settling in and taking stock. There's the symbolism in the darkness of the abyss. So I want us all to just imagine that we are descending a staircase. This can be a staircase of any making. Let your imagination and your connection with spirit, with source, with your highest self, paint this picture in your mind. Perhaps it's a beautiful white marble staircase, or it's a natural staircase made of stone carved out by the elements, or a wooden spiral staircase. It doesn't matter. Just imagine that you are descending slowly and deliberately, step by step, down a beautiful staircase. There's nothing to fear here. You are perfectly solid and agile and grounded and protected. There's nothing that can harm you, and there's nothing to fear. As you take one step after the other, deeper and deeper into this darkness. And just imagine that as you are walking down these steps, the darkness is flowing up over your feet. And it feels cool and calm and welcoming and soothing. And with each step that you take, it comes a little bit further up your body, so the darkness is encompassing your ankles, and the bottom of your calves, the middle of your calves. And just take this journey at your own pace, understanding that this is a journey you are taking deliberately because you know there are secrets, there are possibilities, there is a rebirthing that is available for you when you have sank yourself fully into this darkness, into this abyss, which is the beginning of all things. So this is not a place of deprivation. This is not a place of fear or evil or anger or anything that is traditionally known as darkness. This is the place of nothingness where you get to begin to create any way you choose. So as you are walking down this staircase and the darkness is moving up your legs, moving to your hips, moving to your belly and to your waist, imagine that you are just walking into a cleansing pool that is taking away everything that doesn't serve you. So comforting and so soothing and so natural feeling. to step further and further down the staircase. The darkness is going from your waist to your chest. You can move your hands in this darkness and it swirls like a pool as you continue to step in and down and down. And the darkness goes up your arms, to your shoulders, and to your neck. You are easily and strongly and purposely continuing to descend. So the darkness is going up your face, over your mouth, over your nose and your eyes, and finally the top of your head. That you are standing in this beautiful room that you can't see the walls, you can't see the ceiling, you can't see the floor. You are being in perfect stillness and in perfect nothingness, in imperfect darkness. And you feel your heart swell with all of the possibility that is able to flow into your body, up from Mother Earth, down from the divine, in through all of this beautiful darkness that is seeping in and becoming one with your amazing body. So that you are like the goddess who gets to use this darkness as her palette, who gets to use this darkness as her blank slate on which she can paint anything she chooses. And let's just take a moment to just be, to just feel what it feels like to be absolutely free of all constraints, absolutely free of all preconceived notions, absolutely free of all labels, of all boxes, of all ways in which we have created in the past that were according to the wishes of the world, according to the wishes of something outside of us. And celebrate this moment that is so pregnant with possibility that you get to create in any way that you choose. Okay. And give yourself just another moment or two to really feel and embody and embrace this feeling of being one with the abyss, with being one with this ground zero of the life that you will create beginning in the next breath, beginning in the next moment. Feel yourself so powerful. Feel yourself so free. All right, as you're standing here in this perfect darkness, almost like a sensory deprivation place where there's really no sound, there's really no feeling of touch, there's really this feeling of just being nothing, like the first moment of the universe. Now imagine that you can see a little pinpoint of light that seems to be far in the distance. As you begin to walk with great purpose and great intention toward this tiny point of light, it grows larger and larger and larger and begins to be as if it is an opening, like the opening of a cave, that as you walk closer and closer and closer, you are getting to decide what it is that you wish to see as you emerge out of the darkness into the light of possibility, into the light of infinite love and wisdom, and into your own power to create this world, to be who you were meant to be, to be who you are, who you were before the world molded you into what it wanted you to be for the time and place and situation that you were born into. And as you walk towards this light, you step out onto this beautiful ledge, and the entire world is open up before you. You can see forever in every direction. You can imagine mountains. You can imagine horizons over oceans. You can imagine verdant fields of flowers and grasses. You can imagine everything, all the flora, all the fauna. Maybe you love the idea of tall buildings and pyramids, anything that you want to bring into the imaginary picture of the world that is at your fingertips, that is unfolding at your feet. Bring this into your imagination and take a moment to relish your dominion over how all of this appears, how you are choosing to be in this position of an all-powerful creator. Knowing that you can attract to you everything that you need, everything that you want to add to this beautiful life that you're creating from this moment forward. Okay. Now memorize this feeling. Memorize this feeling of infinite possibility. Being newly born into a brand new life, into a brand new moon cycle, into your brand new intentions. And imagine now that there's another staircase that will bring you down to an open field. And in the center of this field, there is a sacred fire that is surrounded by seats. And one of these seats belongs to you, and one of it belongs to me. And the other seats belong to the other people who are gathered with us today in this beautiful celebration, this intentional way of creating. So just make your way slowly and easily and relaxed and with great joy and great possibility down the staircase into and across the field and into the magic circle around this sacred fire. And spend as long as you like looking around at the beautiful spirits and souls and the dancing lights that are representative of the other souls gathered here with you today. Bring to mind a picture of this sacred fire surrounded by precious stones, so brilliant, so eternal, so representative of the possibilities for our future and the community that we are building in this moment, where we are gathering in love and connection and support of one another. And as you make your way to your seat around this circle, imagine that your energy is joining with mine, and your energy is joining with everyone in this circle. Always maintaining your own sovereignty, always knowing that you are the final authority of your life, of your energy, of your spirit, of your creation, that you are perfectly safe in joining with and allowing your energy to be magnified by the connection with the other like-minded people in this circle, the other like-minded souls on this planet, with your source, with the beautiful divine energy that is beating your heart, that is flowing through every atom of this universe. And as you make your way to your seat, let your imagination create a beautiful place for you to reside for the remainder of our time together. Maybe you want to lounge on a bed of moss, or you want to be perched in a swing made from the branches of a tree, or a magic mushroom is your seat, your throne around the circle. Let yourself be fully creative. Let yourself be fully inventive and stepping into who it is that you want to be and how you want to feel at your most powerful, at your most creative, at your most loving and connected. All right, we're going to take 3 long, slow, deep breaths in again together. And this is the seat that we're going to stay in for the remainder of our ceremony as we do the fire ceremony to support one another in our intentions, and we magnify our power by our presence here. And when we're finished after the hour, we will mindfully close the circle, mindfully step back into our own energetic field, and depart back out into the world stronger and clearer, more serene, more filled up with the peace and the power of having intentionally gathered here in this way together. All right. First breath in. Let that all the way out. Next breath in. Let that all the way out. The third and final deep breath in. And release. Yes, and so it is, and so it shall be. All right. Okay, so I thought that was fun and felt really good. I hope that that was in service of you too. 44 people here. All right, so I'm going to take just a minute to cleanse the cards with some sage to put some pure energy and pure intention into this deck as we, with great joy and fun and playfulness, choose our card. That's going to be our theme for the month. And we're going to draw a new card with each moon cycle. If you missed the beginning, that's what we are doing in this segment. Just a little bit of sage smoke and a lot of intention. All right, so be thinking of what your most powerful intention is for this new moon cycle, and we will see how the card aligns with us as a collective, aligns with you in your intention, aligns with me in my intention, and we're going to share our intentions for our fire ceremony after we draw the card, but I will go ahead and share with you. All right, so 3 cards jumped out of the deck. And I am not one to ignore these, so perhaps they are all meaningful for us, or perhaps there is such a vast array of intentions here in our group together today that we need 3 cards. So we're going to look at all of these and we're going to think about all of these as we are proceeding with our ceremony. But then I'm going to shuffle and choose one again of these 3 to be our touchstone for this month of intention setting, this moon cycle. All right, so the first card that I drew is the grounding card. And the message is to go deep and explore your roots. That is a lovely, lovely intention. And it is sort of around what we were talking about with Joanna and with Jennifer, actually about Jennifer specifically, about exploring the root of the bad habits or the habits, we don't want to call anything bad, but the habits that don't serve you, that you want to release. And there's also been a feeling lately of thinking back over our feminine ancestry and one of the lessons that I was studying today is about how up until our mothers and maybe our grandmothers, the whole intention of the women in our ancestral line has been to survive, right? And just in the last couple of generations have we been at a place where we are able to self-actualize. We're able to grow into more esoteric and more etheric and more spiritual ways of being, because we are no longer in a place where our survival is at stake every single day, that life is not so hard. Existing and staying alive in this human body is now pretty easy, right? We have so much modern technology, modern instructions that protect us, that allow us to easily obtain food and water and shelter, that survival is sort of a guarantee for most of us on the planet. And we are able to step forward in this bigger, more powerful way. And so exploring our roots is also a part of that as well, and being grateful for the feminine ancestry that brought us to this point, and we can stand on the shoulders of those women who created these platforms and these places where we can grow from. Then the second card is Mystic Healer. Okay. And the message is that healing energy flows through you. And this means that every single one of us, whether we are standing in the place of being an intentional energy healer or standing in the intentional place of being a servant in this way to humankind, we are the conductors of healing energy for ourselves and for everyone in our sphere of influence, everyone that is in contact with the energy that we create, and even beyond, because the energy that we are sending out into the universe is like a ripple in a pond, but more powerful, because a ripple in a pond will diminish as it reaches the edges of the pond, whereas the energy that you are sending out from your heart, brought in from divine love, brought in from the beautiful energy of Mother Earth, and magnified by your own intention, just gets stronger and stronger as it flows out through the world, touching others, magnifying their power. So your energy is so powerful, it goes to the edges of the universe, and your energy is healing. Every time that you are able to send positivity and uplift other people, you are allowing healing. So be your own healer and be the healer of the world at the same time. You are a mystic healer, grounded and exploring your roots. And finally, the third card is Great Adventure. Right? Okay, so I have changed my mind. These three cards are going to be our theme for the month, because how beautiful is this? Get into the roots of who you are and where you came from, and become the mystic healer that you were meant to be, that you were brought here to be, and then embark on a great adventure, armed with all of this power, armed with all of this certainty and connection with who you are and who you are meant to be. I love it so very, very much. Okay? All right. So I'm going to set these aside, and I will share these in the Facebook group. If you head over to my bio, the website will take you to everywhere that you can find me, everywhere that you can be on a daily journey with me for all of these things. So the next thing that we want to do is share our intentions and give those to the sacred fire to be transmuted into ash, which I will then give back to the earth. And so we are just symbolically bringing in the element of fire to add power and meaning and reverence to our intention, to make it more memorable, to help us focus, to have a feeling of drawing in all of the powers of the universe to help us, to walk beside us on the journey of the things that we want to create for this next phase of our lives. So my intention is to stand fully in this newly discovered pattern disruption of failing to follow through and allowing myself to be distracted and moved off into different directions that are not in service of my dream. And it's absolutely wonderful to be meandering and to be discovering and to be following your heart in the directions that it's going. But sometimes fear and self-doubt and old patterns of not being enough, of not being seen, of not being supported will send us off of our path. And that is very different than following your path in the direction that your heart and your bliss and your intentions and your inspiration take you. So that is my big overreaching intention for the month, is to be guided only by my desire, by my heart, by my higher power, by my pursuit of who I am meant to be, and never letting fear or self-doubt or old patterns distract me from my purpose. Okay, and I invite all of you to join me in that intention for yourself, to be in your power, to approach everything in your life from the place where you can see forever in every direction, and you know that you are a powerful creator. You know that you are supported. You know that you are worthy. You know that you are loved. Okay, and I am happy to write down any intentions that anybody wants to share. It's so interesting. Sometimes there's a flood of people that are like, this is my intention, and sometimes there's a lot of people who are participating silently. So either way is okay. Lisa, her intention is to use her time wisely for this cycle. Grounded healing adventures. Beautiful. I will stand beside you and cheer you on and assure you that you are absolutely all over this, that you can do this, and so much more. Okay. All right, anybody else want to share their intentions for the official being given to the Sacred Fire ceremony? Are you guys kind of hanging out waiting for the card draw portion of the ceremony? Because we can hurry through this process if that's what everybody's interested in. Okay, anyone else want to share intentions? Oh, Jennifer already shared hers. Let me write that down. Let go of habits that don't serve me and use that extra energy to express myself creatively. So I'm going to write keywords to represent that. And shorthand. And Joanna is growing in energy and inspiration and unleashing her inner goddess and building an abundant income. Right. Okay. Victoria is saying yes to opportunities with intention and discernment to know which opportunities are in her service, right? Or that serve her being grounded in healing and in great adventure. Amy is healing her inner child. And feel me giving you and your inner child a warm, warm hug. You are not alone. You are supported. You are loved. You are worthy. You are powerful. Madeline is being the best version of herself. Lisa is letting go of habits related to food that do not serve me well. Lisa is creating a loving and healthy relationship with food. And you've got this too, all of you. Okay. All right, so let's be with these intentions for just a moment and give them to the fire with a cementing of the feeling of intentionally stepping into the most powerful versions of ourselves and then moving forward in this great adventure, being our own healer, being our most rooted, grounded, centered, focused versions of ourselves, letting go of everything that doesn't serve us and welcoming in all of the love and support of this community, all the love and support of everyone on the planet, of a universe that has our backs, that is organizing itself around our greatest good, that we are being open and welcoming and allowing this power and this support to infuse every moment of our lives and to power all of our intentions. Okay, so we're going to give this to the fire and allow it to be transmuted and magnified and multiplied and shared. And I will gather these ashes and return them to earth on our behalf in celebration in advance of all the beautiful things that we're going to accomplish this month. I love it. Okay, Amy donated $2.99. Thank you so very, very much for your donation, Amy. I am so very grateful for your support in that way. And your donations allow me to continue to do free events like this so that I can be in service to the broader community that may not necessarily have the funds for bigger programs and things like that. So your donations are amazing and wonderful and appreciated. All right, so I think Virginia wants a card, so we're gonna draw one for her. It's always better, Virginia, if you have a specific question so that you can get the guidance that is meant for you, and so that you are taking responsibility for the information that you are seeking, because there's a great deal of information in the question. Many times the answer itself is embedded in the question. And so if you are being very clear about what it is that you are wanting guidance about, then guide me to my priority this week. Okay. All right. Your priority, Virginia, is joy and delight. And I have a suspicion that that you wanted the cards to tell you what to move up on your to-do list and what to work on and what to give your greatest attention to, when the answer clearly is to open your heart to joy. And the message here for you is that when you do this, when you are making it your intention to seek out aspects of your life that bring you joy, that bring you appreciation, that uplift you and cement your connection with who you really are and what your spirit needs, what your heart needs, then from this place, your priority list of the actions in your life are going to magically rearrange themselves according to the inspiration that you receive in these moments when you are truly connected with who you are, which is found in seeking out joy and delight. There's a great deal of pressure on us as women, as people, to produce, to create, to make things happen, to get things done, to be a go-getter. And a lot of times the things with self-care and attention to our own well-being get pushed to the side. So that's your priority. Virginia, seek out joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. All right, we have about 5 more minutes. Anybody else have a specific question that they want to play with the cards? Or just, you know, if you're not into oracle cards and you just want to ask me a question, or, you know, ask our guides a question, and let's see if I can be the translator for that. I'm happy to do that as well. I'm so grateful for all of you being here. 68 people on a, what is today, Wednesday afternoon. I can ask a question for a card. Okay, this is Lisa. Will I find employment? I don't need a card for this, but I will draw one for you. Because here's the thing. You know that you can absolutely go and find a job, find a source of income, a way to make money. That's not really what you want. What you really want is a way to make money that's in alignment with your values, that's in alignment with the greater picture that you have for your life. And I happen to know, Lisa, that, you know, I know about her life and the things that she is wanting to create. And so the greater question is, how can I find and bring in the sources of money that are in alignment with my goals, with my values, with my wishes, with the big dreams that I am creating for my life? Okay? Because the answer is yes, you will find employment. And Jennifer, just in case, I'd love a card. What can I do to feel safe? I realized during the meditation I'm struggling a lot with fear. Okay, there's going to be, this is going to be the last card because we are out of time, but I'm going to hold space that this card is going to give information for both Lisa and Jennifer, because that's the intention. And I offer a free 30-minute session where we can answer questions and do, you know, draw a card for you. Just go over to the bio and get on my website and click on anything in there to connect with me. And I'm happy to do that 30-minute session with you for free. All right, so the answer to Lisa finding employment and Jennifer feeling safe is vast vistas. Expanding your horizons. And so I can feel the messages for you. So for Lisa, this feels as if it is a suggestion to you to open up your periphery as to the possibilities of the kinds of employment, and maybe even get rid of the word employment and form a clearer picture of exactly what it is that you are wanting to bring in. Because it isn't really employment that you want. It is really a source of funds that will support your life as you are building your dream, and a source of funds that will allow you to build your dream even faster, which will bring in more funds and prosperity and will create a beautiful upward spiral of the way that you are creating moving forward in your life and in the creation of your dreams. So being able to have a wider, broader view of the possibilities that are here for you, and understanding that there are so many ways that the universe can bring you abundance that are outside of a job or employment or any of the other avenues that we kind of get stuck in. We're like, oh, this is the only way the universe has to bring me money, and then we cannot see the other ways. Whereas if we're going, oh, this is a really good and easy and way that I understand, but there are more that I can open my eyes and be able to see and be open to, even if right now I'm not capable of imagining what they are. We don't need to know what they are. We just need to be open to them. And then for you, in the struggling with fear, this card is speaking to you in that stepping into your discomfort zone and challenging yourself a little bit to move in the direction of your fear, and in this way proving to yourself that your fears are not valid and are not serving you and are just made up in your mind, right? So there is a part of your brain that is in survival mode that is always cautioning you against this and cautioning you against that, because change feels dangerous to this part of your mind. And so if you are able to use the message of this card to broaden your horizons, to broaden the way that you are looking at things, and to really be able to step forward anyway and let life prove to you that your fears are unwarranted. Now, clearly, this is about fears that are unwarranted. This does not mean step into traffic and that you shouldn't be afraid of being hit by a bus on a busy road, because your fear does serve you when it is real. And so getting really in touch with your most powerful self, and then looking at this fear from that standpoint and putting your arms around the version of yourself that is feeling this fear and merging her with you when you are at your most powerful, and then moving the two of you together forward in your life from this place of safety is how you will use this experience of broadening your horizons to let go of your fear, to embrace your courage, to be willing to step into this greater, more powerful version of yourself. Yeah. All right. Okay, we are a little bit over time, so we need to take just a moment to close out this time that we have been together. So if you would please just kind of close your eyes and picture that you are letting go of my hand, letting go of the hand of the person beside you, sort of coming back into your own energy and your own sovereignty, and sort of not breaking the connection to the collective, but sort of reestablishing the etheric field that is yours, that is your sovereign individual power in the place within which you connect, within which you create, but at the same time understanding that we are all one, that the energy that flows through every atom of the universe is the energy that flows through all of us. And so we are powerful in our individuality, and we are more powerful in our understanding of the connection and the oneness that is our spirit in this human experience. So you are safe, you are protected, you are whole, you are worthy, you are powerful, you are deserving of everything just exactly as you are. There is not one thing that you need to do in order to be worthy of all of the abundance, all of the joy and delight and prosperity and success and love that the universe has to share with you. You deserve that in this moment, right this moment. Your only work is to be and step into the powerful, beautiful, aligned woman who is able to accept that, to open up to that, to set aside her fears, to set aside her worries, to release her past and move forward in this new way, in this new paradigm. You are so loved and worthy. Yes, and so it is, and so it shall be. I love you so much. Thank you all for being here with me. We're going to be back here on the quarter moon, so hang close to your intentions, hang close to the ways that you are creating and building, and come back and share with us in this collective, in this group, for our next card. We'll draw another card, we'll share these, we'll stand in our power and our intention for the next moon cycle. Being grounded, healing, and having great adventures. Hope to see you soon and often. I love you so much. Mwah.